New York show. I hope this started. Welcome to the Flipping Wholesale. Welcome blah, blah, blah. Welcome to the Flipping and Wholesaling Houses in New York show. I am Michael Pinter, where I teach you how to start flipping or wholesaling houses, or if you're already doing it, how to grow your business. So I got some question today. Wow. Okay, I'm going to read this and I'm going to go through them. What is so a lot of people work on a MAO, a maximum allowable offer. I just work on an offer number, but what is my maximum allowable offer? That's basically what you're going to offer a seller if I want to wholesale a deal. So again, these are general guidelines. Nothing is set in stone. When I want to wholesale a deal, I'm trying to buy it around 70% of the ARV, the after repaired value, minus whatever my estimate of the repairs is. So, for example, I just went to a house. I think it's I need a calculator for this, sorry. I think it's a 650 house, and it needs $70,000 in repairs. So I'm going to figure out 650,000 times zero point 0.7, and then I'm going to take what I say $50,000 minus 50,000, and I end up with 405,000. Now, a couple of things. I'm trying to wholesale that to a cash buyer, right? Someone who's going to rehab it for about 80% of the ARV minus repairs. So 405 is 70% minus repairs. Now, if I have 650 as my ARV times zero point 0.8 minus 50,000, I get 470,000. That's a big spread. 405 is what I wanted to pay, 470, because I have $65,000 is 10% of the ARV. So I may go backwards from 470 and say, you know what, I'll make $30,000 on it and I'll offer 440. I never give a straight number. I always give crazy numbers, 443 and $212. But that's the basic gist of it. You're better off going 80% of ARV, 80% of after repaired value minus your repairs, and then figuring out your spread from there. Only because the spreads are big if the ARV is six, seven, $800,000. Okay. What is my maximum I offer if I want to fix the house and retail it? So then, yeah, you see, then you got to figure 80% of ARV minus repairs can work if you're going to fix and flip it yourself, right? In that case, right, what was 80%? 650 times zero point 0.8 is 520. So it's 470, right? I should remember that. 470. So you could pay around 470. Now, why can you pay 470? Pay 470 because 470, I don't know why I'm doing a lot of zeros. 470 plus 50 brings you to 520,000. Now you have a $650,000 area. It's a $120,000 spread after you did your work. That covers your profit. That covers your purchase closing costs, your holding costs, and your selling closing costs, which are considerable. In this case, I would guess you're probably gonna have $60,000 to $70,000 in those costs, and you'll end up making $50,000 to $60,000 in net profit. If I had to guess, you might be able to borrow that money cheaper than me. You may have the money, but understand you're going to need well over $100,000 to close on it and to do the work to it and sell it. Because even if you have a very good relationship with a hard money lender, he's only going to give you 90%. That means you're going to have to come up with $65,000. No, I'm sorry. You're buying it for, let's say, $470. You're going to have to come up with $47,000. Plus, you're going to have closing costs of at least 10, maybe let's say 13. So that's $60,000 when you get in there. Then you're going to have holding costs, or you're going to have to make payments on that mortgage on your hard money loan, and you're going to have to start the contractor off, because even if your hard money lender is going to give you the money to do the work, and most of them will fund 100% of the rehab costs, the renovation costs, the construction costs, you still got to start. They're only going to fund you in arrears, which means you're going to have to pay the contractor, and then they're going to pay you back when he finishes the work, and they're going to go do an inspection, or you're going to send the pictures for them to send you the money. So you're going to need at least 100 grand, maybe even 120 grand to do that. So if you have the money to do that, you can pay more if you're willing to make, 50, 60 grand on this. What is my maximum allowable offer if I want to fix the house and rent it? See, that's a whole different ballgame. That depends on you and what kind of return on cash you want. Now, I can tell you, in this situation I just gave you, there is no way in hell you should fix up the house to rent it, because the taxes are going to be, let's say, $14,000. That's already $1,200 a month, and your debt service, your monthly mortgage payment is going to be more. Plus your monthly mortgage payment, which is your taxes and sorry, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance is going to be more than you can rent it for. Now, if you find some crazy deal in Mastic or Shirley we can buy for $150,000, then it might work. Wine entry, you can find some crazy deal, then it may work. But once you're in most parts of Long Island, it just doesn't work out to be cash flow positive. Now, if you have multiple units, it might work out. But that completely depends on what you want your cash on cash return to be. So in general, in a situation like that, you're going to take a hard money loan, you're going to fix it up, and you're going to buy. You need to buy it all in around 70% of what the ARV is going to be. Because once you're done doing the work, you need to pay off this hard money loan. And the only way to do that is to refinance in a regular loan, which means your credit has to be good and you have to show sufficient income. They'll give you credit for some of the rental income to add that to your income, but you have to show some income. And they're only going to give you about 70% on a rate term refi, maybe 75, but let's figure 70. So you got to get your money out. And now you have a mortgage for 70%, which is all the money you put into it. And you need the rental income to be more than your PITI, your principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. And plus you need to give it more. You have to give room for repairs, right? Things are going to break. It's just a fact. Even if you do the work now, even if you do renovate the whole house, still things are going to break. You're going to have to give, you may have to pay some utilities, right? You're probably going to pay the water. You have to pay insurance on it and all these other expenses. So the way to work on anything to buy and hold is you have to figure out all the expenses and all the rental income that comes in. And you want some kind of return on whatever your cash is. Now, if you get all your money out and you're making $500 a month, that's fine because you have an infinite return. You got all your money out. Very often, you're not going to get all your money out, right? Numbers don't work out, and you still have $80,000 in the house, for example. So that's different for everyone, right? That's based on a rate of return. Okay? You prefer duplex or triplex cars? Let's assume I'm comfortable paying a little more for houses because Long Island homes. Yeah. It almost never works out that you're going to be cash flow positive on a single family home in Long Island. Almost never, because of the very high price and therefore high debt service, high mortgage payment, and the very high taxes. It just doesn't work out. It's just a stupid thing to do. If you're going to be paying $5,000 a month for the house and getting $3,500 in rental income, you're going to lose $1,500 a month. That doesn't get made up with volume. You're not going to hold on to that and hope that it appreciates. You'd be out of your minds. It costs you $18,000 a year to wait for it. Now, I know people that buy properties in other states where they go, if I'm $100 cash flow positive, I'm okay. I think they're nuts because they're one roof leak or one major appliance, like a mechanical, like a boiler breaking, from being cash flow negative for 2 years. So my basic principles when I buy and hold are twofold. First of all, I have to get in a significant discount so I can get my money out. And second of all, I need to be cash flow positive significantly. Now, it's not exactly a mathematical term. But like I want like $800 to $1,000 a month because then I know whatever happens to it this year, I'm going to have the money for it if I keep that money in a bank account and not spend it. So those are my criteria for buying and holding. But everybody's criteria is different. Everybody's different, right? It might be different if you have other rental properties in the area. There's a million factors taken into account, but those are the basic numbers for your MAO. Right? People say MAO to me. I think of mayonnaise, right? I like that on my sandwiches. People say, what's your MAO, your maximum allowable offer? I never use that term. I hate that term, but I understand that a lot of people use it. So I hope this was a general guide through what maximum allowable offers. For me, I just come up with a number, right? And I know I have a little room. So I'm going to come up with a number. I'm going to try and start them a little lower. And I'm going to try to give it room to go higher. And if they go higher. Now, if someone says yes to my first offer, in general, I usually think something's wrong. I missed something, right? I talk about that property I bought, 227D Hubbard Road in Riverhead, that I threw out a 225 offer, and the guy told me yes, and I was buying a lot of properties. I didn't think that could have been a good moneymaker for me, but I paid too much, right? I should have paid 175 for that. So be careful if somebody says yes to your first offer, because that usually means either your offer's too high or you're missing something. So I hope this was helpful. If you're interested in all the ways I can help you, go to howtoflipnewyork.com or learntoflipandwholesale.com. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're watching on any media channel, please click the thumbs up. The likes really help the algorithm. A lot more people have been liking my videos, and therefore a lot more people are watching my videos. So I thank you all for liking and watching them. And please keep the questions coming through the comments. You can ask any question about anything. It does not have to be about the video you watched. I don't think this had anything to do with was about rental, maybe. If it's a simple answer, I'll just reply with an answer. If it's something that I've covered recently, I'll send you a link to a video on it. And if it's something that I haven't covered in a long time or I've never covered it, I will do a brand new video on it. So thank you very, very much for watching.